Redemptive violence is this belief that if we can just kill all the bad people, something really good will come.
If Jesus said, and he didn't say what he said in the Sermon on the Mount is do not resist evil, if he meant by that do not use force to resist evil, then we shouldn't have a police force and we shouldn't have a justice system.
And we're not just dealing with statistics, because I want you to remember that behind every statistic is someone's son. And behind every bit of data is someone's daughter.
I think that standing between a friend or a neighbour, and I use the Good Samaritan sense of neighbour, when somebody is threatening them or trying to hurt or kill them, I think that is a good reason to participate in a war.
Where in Catholic teaching, because I gather you're a Catholic, it condemns the just war theory as heresy.
That the just war theory is company policy.
And I was just wondering what your thoughts are around the amount of people, like innocent people, that die.
Terrorists engage in warfare by pretending to be non-combatants. That it's very hard to defend yourself against them without incurring civilian casualties.
Is it possible to be a pacifist while at the same time accepting the government's decision?
So I personally will not employ violence, and yet I'm willing to allow the government, the state, to employ violence. You run the very real risk of other people can do the dirty work.
I don't think just war can be applied to a government or to a military headquarters or even down to a unit. I think it's applied individually. I think each person has to understand the choices that they're making.
Our salvation is entirely dependent on our love of enemies.
When you read the passage, do not kill, in the midst of the Old Testament, that it's unequivocally condemning all forms of killing. You only have to read a little bit further to see that that's not true.
I believe that God's primarily about redemption. But I also read of a God in Scripture who's not unwilling to use violence in order to pursue redemption. And yet he's perfect in his love. I think we've got to be quite careful that we don't turn God into a pacifist.
How did Jesus lay down his life? For his friends. He didn't do it by picking up a gun.
Yeah, I never realised that war could actually be peaceful in a way, even though I'm still on the pacifist side. It makes me see it a lot better and a lot clearer.
I'm delighted to get a fresh take on them and fresh perspective on them all.
I'm probably still thinking the same thing I thought when I came in, but it's given me a much greater understanding of the opposite viewpoint.
There's another way of doing it. There's different philosophies that go behind it, and that's been great, just listening to it and being a part of it.
Because we often think of God as a pacifist, really, at the root of it, but really, if you look at those old books like Joshua, God was very violent.
It's human nature to enjoy violence and action. I mean, every great movie ends with the villain getting killed at the end. So yeah, I think we've got to balance that in with our worldview and be realistic about it.
That I have a better understanding, I am kind of better equipped to sort of think about that a bit more. But as for now, I'm still kind of leaning towards pacifism.
There's still major stuff that I can sit and pray and do at home because there's people doing the work, and I think it's the good thing is that more Christians, especially soldiers, are getting into those places and doing good.